So the one that separates into two forms what we call the triangle or the pyramid shape, and a horizontal line is reflective of a plane of existence. So just like the horizon, horizontal. So this right here is demonstrating a level of existence where the one now, as in a state of duality, exists so that it can move or create an actual physical effect in the physical plane. Because you see, material reality as we know it is based on vibration. Vibration is movement. So if when the one exists in a unified state, it doesn't exist because there's no vibration. Once it exists, once it separates into opposite poles of itself, this allows for movement between the poles as contained in the sphere of the one that creates vibration that allows the one to express itself and creates an effect, a lighting effect, so to speak, in the physical world so that we can perceive it as something, okay? And in the movement... also creates what we could call the first leg of a hierarchy. Now, symbolically speaking, the tetrad forms a tetragram that forms another series right here, and which creates a further hierarchy. But this is a tetragram. We call it tetragram, and this is this is what we could say in physics forms the basic mathematic equation that defines all of physical reality as we know it. And of course, there's 10 dots here, so 10 is a complete number of 1 and 0, or I should say 0 and 1. But anyway, which is a complete cycle in terms of numeric value. And this also creates planes of existence as a hierarchy, which basically says that up here we have what we call the capstone of the pyramid. This is the one that's frequently shown with the eye in it, as being the true in nature of the one who on a physical plane of existence exists where all three aspects exist in a unified state or in a singular state on as laws that operate on the same field, that have the ability here's a key issue, that have the ability to control the four elements or the natural forces of the physical world. And when I say control, I don't mean control in the sense that they have power over. I mean control in the sense that the three realizes that it is comprised of the same forces as the natural world, enters into that state by unifying with the natural forces of the world, and then using the mind, the conscious mind, to intentionally impose an idea or direct the movement or direct how those elements are structured to create a specific type of experience. We can compose the elements through degrees, percentages, that type of stuff to actually produce effects. But we have to realize what hierarchies as planes of existence show us is that it defines how the simple becomes complex through a downward movement of spirit into matter or into physical existence, right? But it also shows that each plane as a higher plane it contains the whole lower plane, and that becomes the basis for it to grow or to evolve into the next plane. So the true in mind has or contains all of the basic properties of the lower plane. And likewise, the two electromagnetic, or this combination right here, contains all of the properties of this plane, which allows it to exalt into a higher state that's completely unified. And unified can be perceived as simplified because it's singular, whereas the lower planes are complex because they appear in a ununified state, unsynthesized state that is only synthesized through moving it to a higher state, or by combining and equalizing all aspects into a higher form of existence.
Now 22 is known as the master builder. 22 has the energy of number 4 because 2 plus 2 is 4. Even though there is another side of 22 which also has a 2 involved in it because it's number 2. So it's like 2 energies times 2, becomes 4 energy, but then master builder is that extreme of 4. Kind of like number 8. So master number 22 and 8 are very similar to each other. You know how I told you about 8, how they're extreme, they just want to do everything big? That's what pretty much master number 22 is. He's a master builder. So if a number 4 was shy about his wealth, shy about the people, knowing about his or her life, and let's say life path number 4 loves building a home. He's a home builder. Master number 22 will feel like, no, I want to build a bridge. I want to build a hotel. I want to build a golf course because that's big money in there, and I'll put my name on it too. That's how they are. So it's pretty much that energy of faith. 8 is all about media and flash and showing their big money and big cars and see what they have achieved. Like Donald Trump, every single time he has any kind of an interview, he'll always say, I created that golf course. It's the number 1 golf course in the world. It is this, it is that. I made it for $300 million, even though he might have made it for even $60 million. He boosted it up. I'm just saying, as a figure of speech, that they want to exaggerate whatever they have accomplished. So 22 is pretty much an energy of 8 and 4. 4 to the extreme. That's all it is. So number 22 always have big ideas, always have wanting to do things in a big way. Okay? So the more I talk, the further I drift away from you guys.
And from a geometric, sacred geometry type of, and numerology type approach, when we see that the basic unit of the true in mind exists as a pyramid shape that is represented by this, and then we realize that just as this one has masculine and feminine energy, each one of these as a gender, for example, also has masculine and feminine energy that exists in a pole like that, right? And you could probably already see this not only forms the square, the basis for the square, which becomes the cube that is born out of 6 sides, but this also forms the basis for what becomes the pentagram. Okay? Now this pentagram, or the star, we'll call it a star, within its sphere of influence becomes the pentagram. So what this tells us is this is actually a symbol of the basic structure of nature that says, as we just identified a while ago, that the one, the cap on the pyramid, so to speak, has the ability to control the four elements, right? This is symbolic of the four elements of air, fire, water, and earth. And air, I'll just go ahead and give you this version too. You want to notice, just as these two born off into pairs, earth and water are of the same, are natural resources. They're earth-bound, they're touchable, they're solid, more solid, whereas air and fire are, air is invisible, fire is like a lighting effect that is elusive, and of course fire needs air to breathe, to be born. So the air becomes kind of like the medium in which fire becomes the spark. And of course the water and the earth is symbolic of the final solid object of manifestation. Water is the emotional quality or the fluid flow. Fire and water flow in a very fluid manner. Okay? Air and earth. Air is completely invisible, and earth is kind of like what we could call the exact opposite. It's very solid. So we have the invisible becomes the invisible. Fire, or the thought spark that hooks up to an emotion. And see, this is the other thing, is this represents thought. This represents emotion. Thought as an idea. Well, I guess we could call air the idea, the initial pattern that forms a thought, that hooks up to an emotion, that manifests as a physical reality. So the pentagram, I have no idea where people get the idea of devil worship. But most people don't realize that the devil is actually only pertinent to the Christian religion and is what I call a Christian god. And in all other spiritual religions, we don't even have the same concept. I mean, all the other religions are based off of gods as the chakra system of different qualities of the one, right? That are available to us to embody as archetypes to become more godlike. So, where on earth they get the devil, I don't know, or Satan as being this awful devil worshipping idea. Is that if you're not Christian, you don't even have a concept of the devil. So, I mean, it's not even meaningful. But the pentagram is actually a symbol of power.